Good morning, everyone. This is Paula, and we're back today to work on the kind of shabby chic journal. I'm just going to call it shabby chic. So I did get the book bound, and I can't remember if that's where we left off or not, but it was simple. It's like binding any other book. And you always want to make sure that when you open this book out, you kind of straighten it too, or otherwise you'll get kind of a crooked, it's just the kind of spine it has on it. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to put some things along the sides so we can get those in and ready to go. Now the first thing I want to do is add some doilies, okay? And these little doilies are just trim. It's really just some crocheted stuff, but I want it to hang down. So I have no idea, how this will turn out. I've done it with laces and stuff before. So we're going to make sure we put down the right amount. I forgot to fill my glue bottle. Do you ever just get so aggravated when you do that? It's like crazy lady, you forgot to do the glue bottle. We'll do it really quick here in a second. So I'm not really sure how much glue to put on it yet. So I'm just going to go with that amount. And I want to stretch this all the way over and make it be the top corner. And I'll come back and do some better gluing on this. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it other than gluing it down the best we can. And then let's make sure what we got going on this side. I don't want it to get all over everything. Okay. So that's pretty close. And I'm going to show you how that looks so far. I like that because we're kind of doing pink and blue. And I like the way that looks. And I've already measured where would be the next one, where would be the last one. Let's do the last one first. We're going to put it down here on the bottom. And then when we get ready to line up the third one, we know it'll be in the center, right? So let's do the bottom one first. Because, they're not always cut perfect, I got to get some more vellum under here. I like to kind of use scraps when I do something like this to kind of keep it from being difficult. Yeah, my glue is ready to be, this is the thing. You can have a half a bottle. You can have a half a bottle of glue in this bottle. And it acts like this when it gets down to about a half. It doesn't cooperate very nicely. So we're going to go like this and straighten this up and hopefully be pretty close to where we want to be. Yeah, we got to add just a tiny bit more glue right here on the end. Okay. We'll come back and add more as needed, or if needed. Here we are with 2. That one seems to be a little longer, doesn't it? We may have to bring it up a little. We don't want them to be out of proportion of each other. So I'm going to bring them up a little, and then I'll go back and make sure everything's glued perfectly whenever the video's over, but you're going to get to see how it looks right here. Yeah, see, that one is kind of curling up a little bit. I think they're about the same length. It's just that one, because when you look at them, see, you have about that same much room there. I just think it's the way it ruffles up on itself. Okay, now in the middle, and you know, I'm not going to try for perfection. I'm simply going to go with, where'd it go? It's back here somewhere. We're going to have more than one kind of thing sticking out on the sides, okay? So, because we've got this one here, and we can look at both of them. Let me line up the book. I don't want the book to be crooked while we do this. Want everything lined up perfect. Because this is the type of book it is, it moves around. But I love that about it. Okay, I lost my place. Oh, Paula, Paula, Paula. Paula, 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 Paula. It was toward the end here. I just got to find it. It was right here. Right here is close enough. So we're going to go right here in the middle. And then I'm going to fill up this glue bottle. It takes a matter of minutes. It's not very long at all. Now we know this is going to overlap both of them probably. I'm just trying to get as close to center as I can. Okay, let's see what happens. Start right there. Start right there. Maybe bring it down a little bit more. Perfect. It's gonna look perfect. We just got to get this glue settled down here. I love that. I hope you guys do as well. This book is going to be loaded with a lot of goodies. Now we got to make sure this isn't sticking to things. So I'll stick this in here for now. And make sure these others aren't sticking anymore. I think that one's done. And let's fill up this one, see if it's sticking. No. So I'm going to straighten it up and let you see what it looks like. And then we'll add that back. I want you to see how cool that is. I love the way it turned out. This one up here likes to curl under. But you just take a really curly doily, and I just cut pieces off the ends where it was kind of curling and tilted it, the curly side down. And I think that turned out cute. Okay, so let me put this sticky thing back in. Okay, right there. So the next thing I want to put in here, and I don't know, now that we've got these, we'll have to lay it out here and see. We may not want to add these. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the blue. I think the blue doily is a much better thing to put in here. We may decide later to add these somewhere, but right now, we're going to let those go. Those two things go for now. Okay, now we also have, I had tabs for this book. And the problem is now, if we put the tabs, it's going to look, maybe later I'll decide to put tabs on the top. But I just came up with this doily thing a few minutes ago. I was like, oh, wow, that's going to be perfect, you know. So, I'm going to fill this. This is not something I normally do on camera, but we can't just spend 30 minutes waiting on glue to happen, right? And anyway, so we're going to get pockets put in, any kind of ephemera put in. I filled that way too high. Let me get a wipey here. I've done that a couple times. That's because I'm talking and doing that at the same time. Yeah, you don't want it where you can't open it again. So I'm like wiping this down pretty good so I can put that up. Now on here, don't squeeze, because literally it is at the top. I think it'll be okay. It's just that you want it clean so that the next time you come in here, you don't have, you know, a lot of things sticking where you don't want them to stick. So we'll see how that works. I can tell that it might have to be heated off next time with hot water, but it's all right. We'll get there. Get another wipey to get it off my hands. But yeah, it decides to spit out. It's like, I'm going to spit out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is continue by putting pockets in. Now, I didn't do a lot of tricky out of craziness stuff. So let's start with the inside here, which we know this is going to have a journal right here, so we don't want to do anything there. So I'm thinking, I have these two side tucks. Aren't they adorable? Now, I am going to put them in two different, one in each signature. So I've got blue and I've got, you know, a lot of cuteness going on. I think what I'm going to do is put pockets too. Let's do some of the pocket. Let's do a pocket here on this, maybe on this stripe. I made some pockets and I did not measure very well, I'm noticing now. So those are going to have to be shortened, and we might as well do it together, right? I think what I'm going to do is just shorten them a little on each side, because I don't want to cut off anything that I did on this side, you know, and hope that this is going to be enough. If not, I may have to make some more smaller ones. I think I cut that one a little crooked. I love it when that happens. Let's see if I can straighten it. I kind of curve down when I get to the bottom of something I'm cutting. I have a tendency to like lean in or something. I don't know why I do that. Okay, here we go. Still a little short. So I'm going to take this little bit off on the one side, which makes me sad. But we got to make it fit, right? Okay. They're still super cute. And it's still slightly slightly short. We can move it if we need to. Let's see, maybe this one. This one will hold it, but it's too much pink. Maybe here. Yeah, that will fit. Man, when you work super hard on a pocket and then it doesn't fit, that's a little on the frustrating side, isn't it? I'm going to add some ink here where I cut it. Always want to do that because you'll have that spot, you know. Okay, so looking to see if I wanted to put it more like here. I think I do. I like it up against that style of woman here, the style that she's wearing. And so let's just put it there. Let's just go for it. Now, these are little postcards that came out of our little, I made this out of pink avocado paper that was printed. And go like this here. I'll leave a little bit on the top, on the bottom, because I want it to fit nicely. You know, I don't want it to be, oh boy, it just barely does. Let me push in some more. Might have to lift it up and okay, glue down, little stinker. Don't give me grief. Things to think about when you're making pages or whatever, like I did for this book. Put this lumpy stuff on the outside. I put it on the right side, you know. I'm naturally right-handed, so that's where I always think it needs to be. Now, this is the tag for this. And it's going to fit fine. We're going to leave it out for now and just lay it on top. Okay? So, I think we're good. It didn't hang over. It's very flush. Okay, so we're going to go to signature 2 to do the other one. And we're pretty close into the front on this, aren't we? Okay. Okay. Let's see what will look good for this next one. Let's see what this looks like. Probably not our best choice, no. I like the blue though. Okay, now we're going to have to cut this one as well. My goodness. Sorry, guys. I hate it more than anything. Let's see if we can get it to... We'll see if that's close enough, and then we'll come back. We know we're going to have to cut this off all the way. So let's just do it. I thought these were cute, and now we have to, you know, get rid of them. And hopefully we won't have to cut any more over here, because I don't want to cut our flowers off. I won't do it. I won't. Find a bigger page. Well, it's not going to fit there. So, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. So I had to trim them down a little bit. And that's not fun, but it's still cute. So we'll just ink it right here and here. And that one's ready to go. Right in here. Every book page can be a different width because whenever you start straightening your pages, that can happen. So we shouldn't have any problem with our Fabri-Tac. It should hold it down. Okay, let's get that out of there. String of glue. And let's get it down. Get these trouble pages done first, right? The troublemakers. I always like to make sure it's really staying down before I move on to the next page. I know there's some that just ink it or glue it and go, but I'm weird about that. I don't want someone to get it as a present or as something they will use. And this one also has that same tag, so we're going to put it right here. Okay. Those were the troublemakers. So let's see what we can find for the better behaved. Maybe we won't have to cut any of these. We might. You know, I didn't even measure some of them because usually it's standard size. But now that I think about it, this book is, I'll go to the second signature and find something here. This book is more narrow than most, and so that makes a difference. So I like this for this page. Y'all see it's short too. Dadgummit. My biggest concern is the stitching and the design on these things. I don't want it to ravel out, but I'm going to do as close as I can. Let's see what we end up with. I may have to make some smaller ones. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Okay. So maybe we will take the zigzag portion off. Yeah, that's what I have to do. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have to watch me do it. Ugh. One of the things I don't like about doing that too is it will affect how it looks. So I'm going to go back and stitch this before gluing it in. I just got this thing. I don't think it will look as good if I don't stitch it. Now, another thing about when you have to shorten them, you got to think about where your hole is punched. Well, I'm not changing that. I don't think anybody ever gets it perfectly straight. It was just barely, see, just barely off right there. So I will stitch that. And the pages that go inside of this one, I'll show you, is that same tag only in lavender. And then just one of these little vintage ladies. Isn't that pretty? That's how it will end up looking once I stitch this, okay? I'm going to set it by the sewing machine. I have to change the thread, or I just do it real quick. Okay, now, where are we at now? Okay, second signature of the, and the second half of the book. I have one more pocket, just regular pockets, and it's going to be too big. Yeah, see? Was me. Let's see if there's anything bigger or wider. No. Gee whiz. I may not be able to use this one if I can't get it to. That's like a 1/2 inch. Well, we'll just see what we can do, or how far we can take it down. I think I can do it, actually. I'll have to stitch it. It's very aggravating, because you don't always feel like you're getting it perfectly straight when you do this. Or at least I don't. See, it kind of curves. That's why you have to use a trimmer. But when you have all this stuff on there, you know, all these embellishments on there, it's kind of hard. I'm sorry, guys. I should have paid attention to that. It's what happens when you take a month or 2 off, right? I'm going to use that as my excuse. Okay, we still have quite a ways to go. If I'm going to put it on that page for sure. But I can raise this doily up and do it like that. And actually, I'm getting it pretty close to straight. Yeah, there we go. Just that little bit made a difference. I'm going to stitch this too, and then we'll glue it on. But let me show you what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Okay. And it's going to have 2 tags, if 2 will fit in here after I glue it down. It will have 2. And it may end up with only 1, because I have some places I could really use this tag. So I'm going to set it aside for now. But this is how this one is going to look. And I think it looks pretty up against all of that. So I'll fix that one too. No worries. It'll get fixed without any problems. And hopefully we don't have to cut anything else down. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not sure. Because I make it usually I usually make my ephemera for like a standard 6 wide, 5.5 to 6. And I don't know, I guess that is how I did it this time. And that's how it turned out. So we're going to go back to the front and start here. In order to get them all sizes that you think you'd like. Now, I like that side tuck right there. So that's what we're going to put there. Wipe a little bit of glue off. Aren't these tucks beautiful? I think they turned out great. I always go back and check everything and make sure everything's glued down and all that when it leaves my house. So we can go ahead and put, no, I don't want that in there. How about we do this instead? Let me see if I have one of these blue. No, that one's yellow. Let's do pink. These little ladies, I just bought them, and I don't even remember where I bought them. That's terrible. But when I get ready to do whatever, I'll have to sit down and find them. Do you do that? I'm terrible at remembering who I got my paper from. Now, I'm just inking this because I had not inked it. Oh, I inked so much. Oh my goodness. I sewed a lot and glued a lot. But this would be great to journal on. It's kind of like a bookmark or a page, just where you mark your page. But I thought it looked great as a tag. Okay. Sorry, my hair is a mess. If you just got a good whiff of my hair, not whiff, but the looks of my hair, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going back to signature 2 in the, in the, is it the back or the, no, we did that one in the front of that signature. So we need to put it on the right side of the page. So we'll just have to look for something that's would look good with it on the right side of the page. No, I don't like it there because this is too plain. I like to make them coordinate as much as possible. No, don't like the polka dots in there. My. Has to go on the right side, so that can be a dilemma sometimes, depending on what you're doing. I made one for each direction. I think this is going to work. That's perfect. That was a messy one. So I hope you guys have had a good few days since you watched one of my videos. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. That's not always easy. I didn't realize it, but I tell you, my foot has limited me so much. It's hard to get around in my craft room and so forth to walk. And I'm gonna take the boots back that we talked about. I just told my husband I can't wear those boots in public. I feel like I'm going to the army or something, Okay, I have these 2. And I have this. I think I'm going to stick with that because these don't look good with that one. Okay, so another pocket down. Yeehaw. Okay, so now the pockets that I have are group pockets. And just FYI, I'm going to be putting seam binding or lace in each topper. So if it has a hole in it, it's going to get what it needs. Okay. So a lot of pockets in this one. And let's go back this way to the beginning. Let's look in the second half. I've already lost track of how I was doing them. It's not unusual for me. Okay, we have this. Got this. We got this green. I don't like those. Let's see what else we got. I like this green here, but I hate to cover up this paper that has the. Let me see if they have one like, if there's one like that page up here. There should be, right? Okay. Not that one. There's a little bit of blue back behind there. But the problem is these numbers and how grungy that seems to be to me today. Pink and yellow. How pretty. Pink and yellow. Well, that looks pretty. I mean, there is some yellow in this. And I'm going to leave it open back here so you can add another journaling card or a tag if someone wants to. And then when you first fill this up, it just pours. See, look at it. It's just pouring. It accumulates. Okay, it's got that open. So I'm going to put these more to the right. I feel like the more you can keep out of the spine, the better. Do you know what I mean? Probably what I will put in this top pocket is a piece of wallpaper paper to in order for them to be able to have a writing space here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do one of these collage papers and put in there. I'll just trim the white off and then they can journal on the back. Now, I'm not going to do it this second because I want us to get everything glued in during this video. I'm going to put a clip on here. It's not going to be able to clip the whole thing, but maybe it'll help a little. At least on the bottom. And I don't know, that another one might work on the top. The right side is gluing down just fine. Why this one's giving me problems, I don't know. But it's okay. We've got clips galore. There we go. And then we'll add that paper. So now I want to find something in the green family, kind of close to something in the green family, right? Like that. See how pretty that is? That's going to fit nicely. And we'll just pull it into this corner. Now, this is blue fern paper. A lot of this is. And it's so strong that you have, if you're going to put it in a book, you need to kind of, you know, break up the fibers a little bit so it likes this curved book here. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to glue that one down. Now on this one, we will not have a pocket on the top. I just, it's too heavy, I think. So, but it has 2 pockets on the front. And, you know, it just needs to stay down in the corners. Okay. And again, I'm going to bring it out. Glue it down. It's going to be easier to glue down. We may have to do something with the same spots we had problems with last time. Okay, let's get some more clips. Only have 2 more out here, so it's got to straighten up. It's got to straighten up and glue itself. Okay, that's the paper right there. I was trying to pull it away from it. There. I like that better. Okay. Now we're going to add a clip on the inside. Right there. And then on this side, we'll do the same thing. This is a little thicker than your average paper. So you got to make sure it's holding. Okay, so the next thing is to, let's go back here and see what we got back here. We need something to go with. Now this is perfect. Let me check our time. Okay, we have 15 more minutes. I'm going to get a drink. You start having a hard time when you can't. I think this one is also blue fern. And I'm just going to kind of go like this a little bit. It doesn't need it a lot. And it's not made to tuck more than what's in it. So just get this one glued down. Get the corners really well. Because, you know, that's pretty much what gets everything to cooperate. Now, you could make these if you wanted to, if you were making this journal. I just thought it would be too heavy with heavy paper and then adding another pocket. You could do it with blue fern paper if you wanted. So what have you guys been up to? I hope you've been crafting away, having fun. Mine's a little slow, but I'm getting it done. And I'm trying to put out a video every 3 or 4 days. So we'll see. We'll see how I go with that. That's my thoughts anyway. So I may have to go back and stain some seam binding. I don't know yet, though. I've got some really pretty seam binding lace, and I just think it would be really pretty in this book. And see how nice that's laying down? It's because it's not a curved page. It's really cooperated without any problems. Now we're going to go back to the front. And this next pocket thing is really cool. And it helps 2 different pages. It works for 2 different pages. Now, let me see what's on this side. Oh no, we don't want to mess up that design. Don't want it there necessarily. It needs to be with some blue. Blue or pink. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to find one. An area that looks right, that both sides are appropriate for it. It's not an easy thing to find, actually. Come on, behave. No, I don't want it there. I want it to, I think it's really cool, and I want it to be kind of more of a focal point. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Okay, I don't want it with mint green. There's a little bit of blue there. I like when I put this on, both sides to be the appropriate color, and I like both of these to be correct. And sometimes that's hard to find, and you just have to settle, you know? Now, I'm going to show you, I found a place. I'm going to show you this pocket. I'll let you see. It's I'm going to take the ephemera out. So you have a pocket right here at the top for the big butterfly tag. And then you have a pocket here where I adhered a beautiful rose, and these to go inside here. And I'm going to wait to put those in too after we get it glued down. But what you don't know is it folds out unless you saw me make it. Here's the decoration for the pockets on that side. There's a tag that I put in for that pocket. So when I glue this on, you're going to have a pocket up here on both sides. And you're going to have a pocket here and here. And this is going to go on the page like this. So you put the fold at the bottom. Now, you can clip this on, or you can glue it on. I'm going to glue it on because we have our pockets right here. So I'm just going to glue it on. Now, you glue one side at a time. And that's why I decided to take out the tags so we wouldn't get them messy. Now you're going to do one side at a time, and you're going to realize that when you're doing that, you got to get this all the way up to the paper so that see, it's wanting to act up and come out of there. So we'll just get the glue on first. You can put it on both sides and do it at one time, but I like to make sure everything's straight. And you can do that all at once and then be very disappointed. So that's why I do it separately. but I put it in as if, you know, and I always like to bring things as far as I can to the end of the page. So we're not going to worry about the one in the back right now. We're just going to get this up here and make sure it folds up straight, because you don't have that much time. See, like this one is trying to be crooked for some reason. So let's just straighten it up. There we go. We'll have to clean that little bit of glue off, but we can do that. That's not a big deal. Okay, now let's see what this one looks like over here, because it now has to be glued. And it's going to be the same sort of thing. You know, we're going to have this here. I love this kind of ephemera or pocket, because you can use, you know, it's like double the amount. And so now we're going to glue this here, and you can do this on the side of a page too. So like you can make it different, but you know, you do similar, and then you could put it on both sides, and it's really fun too. I just don't have any of those right now. Okay, I got to go over here and get this glue off. Trade out some of these clips, maybe. Let's see if this is going to stay pretty good. Yeah, this is sticking to the page before it. I don't know how much ephemera is in one half and how much is in the other. All right. I love that. It's so much fun. It's sticking to something too. Gotta get whatever it is off of here. Oh, there it is. The very top, it's oozed out. We'll get it. I've been trying not to get too close, but sometimes you have to get what you need to stay in. And this is why your glue at first empties so quickly, because it's, you know, not cooperating. Okay, so over here we have the butterfly. And you can put him in or leave him out. For safety reasons, I'm going to keep him in for right now. And then you have the blue birds, and then you have this pink. And usually I do it like that, yeah. So those look cute. You flip it over, and you have this girl as your tag. And then you have same thing. You have your bird and your floral. That in upside down there. And we will get that in like it needs to be in. Okay, now we've got our belly band to put on. Let me make sure we have time. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Let's see where we want to put this. I like to put it where it's kind of flat so that it just lays better, rather than putting it on a curvy page. So really, it needs to be with something pink. See, that's curvy, and I prefer down here flat. We could put it on the music sheet. Let's make sure. I've got to figure out what we're going to put in it. I didn't think about that. Probably one of our envelopes, because we actually do have quite a few envelopes. Yep, fits perfect. Well, why not just glue it, right? We might go back and add some lace to that. I don't know that for sure, but we might. And then down here, okay. Okay. Don't have anything leaking out that I can see. And they, you know, that glue was doing its own thing. Okay, now I've got several cards that I want to use. One of them is this envelope I did. We were all together and I collaged on several envelopes. It has a bird card to journal on inside. Now, if we put it in here, we can hook it on. It may end up being it's too wide. Well, that hacks me off. Is that a better word? That hacks me off. Okay, then we have another bird that can go right here, except it's really too rough looking, I think, for that area. We'll find another place. Here is this little journal. Little envelope, which is really adorable. So it's tucked in to a floral, and then it's got your journaling card inside. Then you tuck it in. So let's do it. Which ways these go? It's this way. We'll put this in like this. And if we add some lace, let's just see what it would look like. I think it would look good. I don't have any out here, but I can add it off camera. And we still have those to put down. We still have several things to do. So I'll come back and do this lace. Now I have another little flip out thing I want to do. And I'd like to do it in a cool place, you know. But it has to be done on the left side of the page. It has this little bird in it. Isn't he cute? Okay, we probably will get one more video out of this because we have more ephemera to put in. And we also have the front and the journal to attach. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know we are already right just minutes away. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And we'll see you in the next video for the next part, which I believe will be 5. Just read what it says on the video so you'll know for sure. All my paperwork's downstairs. But this has been a fun, very fun journal, and I want all of you to attempt this at home and see what you think as far as one of these journals. Now, see, this wouldn't be bad for this. What I want to do with this sack is, you see that I have it folded over. I'm going to go ahead and attach it. And it goes right here, and then you glue this flap down. Now, by doing that, you have to make sure there's no glue left under here, that this will open out. See? And you can journal under it or whatever, however you want. And yeah, it's really going to be pretty on there. So I'll get that glued down, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.